R.R Martin has provided fans with an interesting update on the next novel in his series of books that inspired the hit series Game of Thrones. The author is currently working on the long-awaited The Winds of Winter, the sixth novel in his A Song of Ice and Fire series that began with 1996's A Game of Thrones. Hello everyone, if you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notifications bell, so you don't miss any new updates on your favorite TV series. Comparing himself as a writer to a gardener, Martin wrote on his website, "I am not going to give you all any kind of detailed report on the book, but I will say this. I have been at work in my winter garden. Things are growing and changing, as does happen with us gardeners. Things twist, things change, new ideas come to me, old ideas prove unworkable, I write, I rewrite, I restructure, I rip everything apart and rewrite again, I go through doors that lead nowhere, and doors that open on marvels. What I have noticed more and more of late, however, is my gardening is taking me further and further away from the television series. Yes, some of the things you saw on HBO in Game of Thrones you will also see in The Winds of Winter, though maybe not in quite the same way, but much of the rest will be quite different." The TV series Game of Thrones finished its run in 2019 after taking its story beyond the source material and concluding with an incredibly divisive ending. Going into more detail about the potential differences between his upcoming novel and the show, Martin described such changes as inevitable. The novels are much bigger and much more complex than the series. Certain things that happened on HBO will not happen in the books. And vice versa, the author added. I have viewpoint characters in the books never seen on the show: Victorian Greyjoy, R.R Martin, Areo Hoda, John Cunnington, Aaron Damphair. They will all have chapters, and the things they do and say will impact the story and the major characters who were on the show. I have legions of secondary characters, not POVs, but nonetheless important to the plot, who also figure in the story: Lady Stoneheart, Young Griff, the Tattered Prince, Penny, Brown Ben Plum, the Shave Pate, Marwyn the Mage, Darkstar, Jane Westerling. Some characters you saw in the show are quite different than the versions in the novels. Yara Greyjoy is not Asha Greyjoy, and HBO's Euron Greyjoy is way different from mine. Kate still has a part to play. So does Rickon Stark. And poor Jane Poole. And well, the list is long. And all this is part of why Winds is taking so long. Martin also said there will new characters in The Winds of Winter, before adding as well, not all of the characters who survived until the end of Game of Thrones will survive until the end of A Song of Ice and Fire, and not all of the characters who died on Game of Thrones will die in A Song of Ice and Fire. Of course, I could change my mind again next week, with the next chapter one right. That's gardening. And the ending? You will need to wait until I get there. Some things will be the same. A lot will not. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and drop comments. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.